In some places you see, it may take the form of poverty. You just find that some people just have this issue of poverty. They just never seem to make ends meet. They try and try, they struggle and struggle, and it appears that just somehow or the other, ends don't meet. They just go from paycheck to paycheck. That has become a rod. It's a kind of rod. It's a rod of oppression. It's a rod of affliction. At other times, it may be just, it may take so many different forms. Sometimes it's in the area of relationships. With some people, you could just see their relationship, they just can't see, they try their best. They can't just seem to have a stable relationship. Something or the other will go wrong, and that relationship falls apart, and things just don't work. So it becomes a rod. With some people, it may be business, with some people, achievements in life, whatever it is a rod. It is a rod. But today we want to address those issues. Those issues are not something that, when it becomes a rod like that, it's not something many times that person can handle by himself or herself. If the person could handle it himself or herself, they would have done so, maybe long ago, especially where you see it in the bloodline. I've seen cases where, it seems that men in some particular lineages, they just don't seem to make it. The men, they try their best and all of that. And sometimes people look at them and say, people are lazy. It's not laziness. They put in all their best, but things just don't work out for them. It's a kind of rod. It's a rod upon them, rod of affliction. But the thing about God, we thank God, is that God has a scepter. And the thing about the scepter is that the scepter usually signifies positive influence. When a ruler stretches the scepter to a person, it's a symbol of intervention, it's a symbol of pardon, it's a symbol of mercy, it's a symbol of deliverance. We all know the story of Esther. If you look at Esther, which we happen to have been studying in our Bible studies, because of time we can't read all of it. Maybe we just take some verses of it. Esther chapter 4, verse 11. Esther chapter 4, verse 11. Okay, they're ahead of me. All the king's servants and the people of the king's provinces do know that whether man or woman, shall come unto the king into the inner court, who is not called, there is one law of his to him, of his to put him to death, except such to whom the king shall hold out the golden scepter, that he may live. So we see there a demonstration of what the scepter does. In this case, they say that, this king, you don't just go in front of him anyhow. If you do, it results in death, except he stretches out his scepter, holds out his scepter to you, and then you come, you touch the scepter. So we thank God that we have a God who has a scepter. That's the text that we read. He said that the scepter of his kingdom is a scepter of righteousness, a scepter of equity. It's a scepter of deliverance. It's a scepter, maybe it will permit me to remove this so you can hear me better and don't have to struggle with it. It's a scepter of equity, it's a scepter of deliverance. It's a scepter of mercy. So we want to approach that God today. Throughout this period we have been doing that, but today we want to really talk to him. Because you see, there are some core, we talk about rods, we talk about all those things, but there are some core rods that people fight with, people struggle with. Maybe, some of us are young, too young to have any of these things, or some of us have been blessed in our backgrounds where we come from. We have not really experienced this. But some of us have experienced some of these roads. And some of us are still struggling with some of these roads, and we need them dealt with. I've seen cases where people, talking about achievement in life, it's like they do well at certain points, you know. They start well, things are going well, and they're going smoothly. And it seems that it's at a particular stage in life that things just go awry, things just go sideways. And things cannot hold together again, and it's like this person suddenly doesn't know how to do things anymore. This is a person who has been doing well. Suddenly things don't work out anymore. So in such a case, you find out the way that rod works is that it sets in at a particular stage in life. So some rods, they follow the bloodline, and you can see they start right from birth. You can know that it looks like this child is already going in the way of the family. You know, this issue of the family, we see it in this child's life. In some other cases, it's not like that. You know, they'll leave the child to go, you know, just grow, prosper, and, you know, do well. And then suddenly, at a stage in life, those things begin to creep in. And they begin to come in, and they begin to drag the person down. Suddenly, it's as if, this is the same thing. It's not when you now look back, you now begin to say, oh, okay, by the way, this is what happened to so and so also. And happened to so and so, and happened to so and so. These are core roles that have to be dealt with.